Oh shit, it's big.
Hey, it's me.
What's up?
Not a whole lot, just game tonight.
Ugh. For some reason, I am so weepy.
Me too.
So I just got done with I play this game every right before session. And currently the character that we have featured in that game is Adara. And she is super socially awkward, and it is very funny because she just says a lot of random insane shit all the time. One thing I actually didn't get to say before I had to leave was, well, to be fair, it kind of was on my bucket list, killing an insane centaur. Because then the party would ask, wait, why? I wish to live a very diverse and experience-filled life.
I'm sorry, what game is this?
What am I locked in on?
We play a D&D game every Thursday before this one.
Oh.
Where we play as Adara.
I see.
And in
How's
that
that
game,
going?
Adara is very socially awkward, and it's very funny. It's going great.
Yeah.
Like every game is me trying to think of what is the most concerning thing that I can get Adara to say. So she used to work at a mortuary, and she examined this this body to see if there had been like any trickery or foul play or illusions or such. And she just says, she just reports to the party after examining the dead body, no, this seems to look about as normal as any of the other dead bodies I've worked with. The party does not know her backstory.
And is it? Was it what was the cause of death? Was it normal or was it something concerning?
Well, Adara was trying not to kill him, but the other members of the party were not similarly invested, so he died. It tends to be that having 4 adventurers try to kill you, even if one is not trying to kill you, is a pretty fair cause of death. Pretty often.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, you'd be shocked how often that kills people.
How often that kills people.
We were also talking about what we had learned from the journey, and then someone said, well, I learned that today I learned that morality is subjective. And Adara just responds, well, it's subjective up until you start tormenting a dragon, and then adventurers come to kill you.
True.
Otherwise subjective, however.
This is true.
Adara is very fun to play, like socially awkward Adara.
Love it.
At one point, she had to justify why the party had killed the character that they did, and she just said, I think that you should just understand that this person was not very mentally well, so of course they attacked us. I don't know why we even have to like justify or prove that. It should be obvious. And they're like, what sign do you have that they're mentally unwell? Did they even have a code name? Were they actually using their real name in the commission of a bunch of crimes? Come on, that's not normal behavior.
Socially awkward Adara and then said some completely offhand shit.
Yeah. She's very sassy in any iteration, but yeah. She's just
The
like, are you
sassy comes out no
really?
matter what.
Yeah, are you really telling me that they don't have like a problem with just attacking random groups of people? They can't even like have a code name. That just comes off as deeply suspicious to me. You are way too trusting. Okay. So how have your weeks gone?
Busy.
I mean, not very good, but I don't want to talk about that here.
Fair enough. Ours has just greatly improved because we got all of the shit that was going wrong earlier completely fixed with no repercussions.
That's
It's
good.
good.
That was such an anxiety trip, like every fucking day, but all is well.
I'm glad it's worked out.
So Noodle is going to be a bit late today. And Lycown is not going to be here today at all. So right now, we're just gonna chill and hang out and shoot the shit. Okay, Paolo, actually, I need to know, did you read the Chat GPT shit post?
Hold on. I think I went to read it and then I was like, I can't read this in this format. I'm gonna do it later, and then I forgot.
How many of you read how many of you have read, or I guess actually the question would be, big have you read Wings of Fire?
No.
Okay, you probably would not get the shit post. I could send it to you though if you want.
Nope, I wouldn't, but send me whatever you like. Maybe I'll get it regardless. Maybe I'll just deduce it away.
Alright, is this how I do this thing? No. I guess I have to look for this. I just need to not think about the ending so I don't burst out into laughter accidentally.
Damn, so a fucking tyrant dictator tried to take over, and then the throne made them like a better.
There's a bit more to it than that, but yeah.
Okay. And also, now they have gender dysphoria.
Yes.
Rest in shit, Vulture.
I mean, if you really, really wanna... Okay, nope. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm gonna let you read all the way to the end.
I did.
Oh, okay.
I thought I did. Hold on. Did I not? Expand.
I feel like you would have laughed harder at the ending, or like had a much stronger reaction in general, given what the ending was. Again, don't want to say
Oh,
too
I
much.
see. Okay. Wait, what? I'm confused. Is there something that I'm supposed to be getting that I'm just not getting for some reason?
Could you DM me like can you DM me what the ending was?
Okay. Oh, nope, I definitely didn't read to the end. Hold on, let me just download it instead of trying to read it in this thing.
Okay.
Hold on.
Yeah,
601 lines left. Yes, I see now. That's definitely not the end.
okay, yeah. Because I was like, I would be very shocked if you didn't have a stronger reaction to the ending.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I did not make it all the way to the end, clearly.
Like, there's a classic Palo reaction that we were going for.
Where the fuck is it? There it is. Okay. Here we go.
All I'm gonna say is when I was prompting some of that, I had to think to myself, what was the most appropriate ending I could have happen here? Like, what should Vulture's ultimate fate be?
Mm.
It was a really hard question to answer, is all I'll say. I think that regardless of how hard that question was to answer, though, I managed to find a good one.
Sorry, I'm not responding much. I'm reading.
Oh, I know. So I will mention as well, in case you're wondering, every different part, every point where there is a divider, that was a new prompt
Mm.
for the next chapter.
Oof.
Yes.
She's getting therapy from the person that she tried to usurp.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Good memes. Good memes. I will say I disavow the psychotherapy comment, but what'll you do? AI does weird shit.
Mm.
Kind of pulled that one out of its ass. God, I love having so many numbers on this screen that I can't actually play this game. Oh wait. So wait, if I stop that number, if I stop that, okay, that's a bit more tolerable. Gotcha. I got so good at the game that the screen kept getting spammed by all the damage I was doing.
Oh god damn it. The eye, the mirror, the Slugcat. What did you put in here? Hold on. No, let me finish.
There's the reaction. Oh, is that a guardian? Look, I really kind of should have edited that out of the title because it gives away too much.
No, it really doesn't.
Oh, okay, perfect.
It is a guardian.
Unpunished. It's a noodle. We're just reading the last bits of the thingy before we start.
Hello.
Hello.
Sorry I'm late.
No problem. We were just letting Paolo catch up on the wonderful, wonderful shitfest.
Okay. Oh. Definitely was not doing 80 and a 65 on the way here. Definitely not me.
Yeah,
No,
it was
we'll
that other
crank
guy who
90s
stole your
either.
car. Yeah, it was the guy who stole your car. Damn that guy.
Yeah, definitely not cranking emo classics with the windows down.
Okay, Paolo, I need to know. Do you think that's fairly accurate?
He was eating my guts.
Do you think that's a fair depiction of him is all I'm asking?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's what matters.
A seeker that's confident enough to kill vultures anyway. I think, I beg of you, please, by the end of this campaign, have Seeker kill a vulture. Because currently he's shitting himself at the thought of them. But I think a better Seeker will kill a vulture.
You know what?
Because it is something you can do in the game.
I'm going to
it just
start
takes-
planning that. I'm going to
takes
start
skill.
planning that.
What? Thanks.
Let's see. I don't know if you know this, so we've been using ChatGPT to make some of our stat blocks for enemies because,
You know.
So at one point, you're going to see a lot more diverse and unique enemies, and I just want you to know that's why.
Alright.
So we can thank ChatGPT when the OP enemy shows up and kills us?
Oh, true.
Yes. Yes.
Good to know.
Let's see what EPT has decided that the CR rating of the dragon that you'll one day be facing. I mean the vulture will be.
Ultra Dragon. Excuse me.
It's a CR 13. Wow, you got a while to go. But I will allow Seeker to kill this dragon.
Fine.
Vulture. I will allow Seeker to kill this vulture. Who is not the dragon.
Hold on, I killed the last dragon in the last campaign. I don't know, shouldn't somebody else get a turn?
Somehow I don't see Seeker pile driving a dragon this time. Okay, I've got Forge loading. I'm getting...
Wow, you're
Easy
saying
face
Seeker
up
would
running.
not pile dragon dragon and drive.
Seeker
I
would
don't know.
absolutely pile dragon and drive, but I don't think he can manage to pile drive a dragon.
Challenge accepted.
We need to cast... we need to upcast enlarge on him.
Oh my god. What are you gonna do to my poor guy?
Bake a cake.
Suddenly, a huge Slugcat appears.
A huge slug head appears in the style of fucking Pokemon. If Slugcats had a Pokemon name, what would it be?
Hang on a minute. I'm gonna. Oh wow! Wow!
What? Oh, bye.
Um. So anyway,
So, anyway.
where's that Rika? You're not coming over.
Okay. And a track. Okay, that's all I need to figure out. They could send it all $100 bonding.
Anyway, who wants to give us a recap? Sorry about that. My computer crashed. Probably won't be the last time.
What were we doing? I remember we went to a party with royalty. Maria and Zale hooked up. Cash was not there because we destroyed his entire life, and he was feeling depresso espresso
We
about
did
that.
not destroy his life. We just severely altered it so it was unrecognizable to the way that it used to be.
That
still
is
has
a
a
very
family.
nuanced discussion, is all I'm saying.
Either way, he was being depresso espresso and didn't want to come. And then the king asked us to go find some dude. I don't remember his name off the top of my head. And also, we went dress shopping.
We went dress shopping before the event that we went to.
Yes, we spent a lot of time messing around in in like a clothes shop.
As you do.
Sus.
What do you mean?
So then, you managed to, thanks to the monarch of the Wolf Kingdom, get a ride to the kingdom of dragons. And as an added bonus, part of what carries you all the way over there is hover scooters and wagons, all sorts of shit.
Hover scooters and wagons?
Well, yeah, the hover scooters are carrying the wagons.
Oh.
Their wagons being pulled by hover scooters. Woo!
I see. Are the hover scooters dragon shapes?
Dragon D's.
No, they're Borderlands 3 shaped.
Oh my god, of course they're...
Look, that's what it means when you ride with royalty.
Borderlands.
So you managed to make it to a giant lake, at which point I swear to fucking God. Why? But it's still giving me those stupid fucking, oh, buy this Xbox product things. Oh, I don't, what? I fucking hate this. I hate Microsoft so much.
I'm sure the feeling is mutual.
It's so fucking obnoxious that they send you these goddamn fucking ads. Not when you're on a website, but just, on a computer that you bought, that you own. Fuck. Okay. I am not gonna. Okay. So anyway, the caravan. Oh, I'm sorry. I need to start up Forge again. So give me a few minutes or check something on Forge.
Let me make sure. There we go. Okay.
We can just chew the scenery for a minute.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe nobody else could figure it out, but Zale and Maria did figure out what that bedroom looked like, I assume.
Yeah. Maria is like definitely glowing the next morning.
Somebody looks like they had a little too much fun last night.
Well, Zale was a great dancer.
Mm-hmm.
Maria winks at Seeker.
We busked in the revelry for as long as we needed to, but Now we are on the road again to our next adventure.
Oh, I see. It isn't on here. Got it. Um. Okay, so um leader of the caravan seems to be a four-armed, two-tentacled feline. Well, depending, because one of her arms seems to be prosthetic. She looks across the lake. You go over to see what is up.
Maria walks up. What seems to be the problem?
We seem to have arrived ahead of schedule, so the bridge is not currently available.
So we need to wait for a bit? Is that a problem?
It is a bit, yeah.
Are there rapscallions or something waiting to attack us if we stay here too long?
Well, if you've forgotten, we do have a problem with undead. They tend to target large clusters of people, and caravans tend to be a very opportune target, shall we say.
How unfortunate. Well, shall they show themselves? We shall deal with them then.
Swiftly and brutally.
Uh, Considering this isn't your first rodeo, would you happen to know which direction they usually come from? We can set up patrols.
I cannot. Right. Should it just be in soon to be used?
No.
Okay. Anyway, here is your wonderful, wonderful dragons.
A displacer beast with a USB tail.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Kind of hot though.
So then, what do you do as you are waiting? She indicates, by the way, that it may be an hour or two.
Maria suggests that they take turns watching for undead that may be drawing towards the caravan.
Zali will concur and will also stay on watch.
It's a seeker climbing on top of whatever is the tallest point and keeping eyes peeled.
All right, roll your perception.
Did I have full health?
We did
You
have a
should be
long
at full
rest.
health, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I just forgot to do it. Perception.
Sorry, 10-minute break. My stomach is killing me.
Okay, I'll be feel better.
All right. Huh? What?
What's the matter? Yeah? Are you just a sad little cat?
Meow.
Hi. Come on up here, buddy. Yeah, come here. Hi. Are you looking for my legs? Here.
Y'all can't hear my fan blowing, can you?
Nope.
Nope.
Just making sure. It gets hot in here with the door shut, but I also don't want the audio to come through.
Mm.
Wait.
Okay, so before they get much further, Papa is going to just say, you know, I seem to recall that once upon a time, I didn't live here.
Oh, by the way, Kava hasn't rolled their perception check.
Oh, fuck, okay. There you go. Papa,
Very observant little alchemist we have here.
correct. So yeah, I would say, I seem to remember vaguely that I used to live here. And going back there, it fills me with a bunch of emotions. Like a little bit of dread, a little bit of intrigue about going home. But I do remember one thing, that they have an incredible library.
Okay, so Zale and Maria would notice that off in the distance, there seemed to be flashes, large ones, blue light.
Maria points it out. Well, I don't know much about this area, but I would assume that flashes of blue light are not a good sign.
Do you want to go check it out?
Can we tell how far off they are?
At least a mile or two. They're very bright flashes, to be fair.
Judging by the distance, I don't think it's a good idea. But we may want to be on our guard. Whatever it is might be coming after us.
Let's just keep here for the moment.
The caravan leader would just say ominously, they say the blue flash heralds the soon death of one who has broken the deal.
Anyone broken any deals lately?
Not that I'm aware of, but who knows? There are, what, like 24 people in this caravan besides us?
Yes.
Okay, checking. Am I coming over?
Kind of.
Is it really quiet?
Yes.
You are coming over. Like you're
Okay.
normal for me.
Okay, I'm gonna play a little bit around. I had to switch my headset because the other one just wasn't working.
Do you... Actually, can I make like a knowledge check to see if I know anything about these blue flashes?
That would be a cult or religion.
Could I roll esoteric for it?
I am going to re-roll using my hero point. That's much better.
Okay, how's this?
It's good.
Okay.
You've heard that there are people who contract with otherworldly creatures who would enforce a deal when broken. And that the magic they used to take the life of DL Breaker left a blue flash.
Maria thinks for a minute and then says, those who have dealings with creatures from other planes, when they break their contracts, sometimes the otherworldly creatures will exact their revenge, and it causes the blue flash.
Well, judging the distance and intensity, that's one violent retribution.
Well, I know things about these sorts of creatures, and usually they are quite powerful, and also not creatures that you want to trifle with.
Would we know what a creature like that looks like if we ever run into one of them?
The Pumpkin Queen in the Witch Market. I don't think you were there for that.
No.
Also known as my patron. As far as I'm aware, I have not broken my deal, though.
Well, the fact that you and I are still here is testament to that.
Luckily for me, she is not a very demanding patron. Simply, stories and pranks are her currency. Other than that, I cannot tell you my exact contract.
And now I'm almost disappointed you didn't leave a glitter bomb in our bedroom.
Don't check your bag, dear.
Zale smiles, but otherwise doesn't do anything.
Well, hopefully, whatever it is will not bother us. Although, knowing our luck, it's probably headed straight this way.
So then, as you are discussing this, you notice a fiery explosion appear over the lake. The flames coalesce into a walkway, seeming that appears to be a frozen flame.
That's not good.
Um,
I don't know what that is, but it is not good.
Probably isn't.
I'd wager someone making an entrance.
Yes, but who?
Oh,
The
wow.
caravan leader would just say, "No, they're inviting us in."
Well,
Okay, never mind.
I've never been one to turn down an invitation to, well, anything for that matter. I guess we shall not keep them waiting. Maria walks towards the staircase. Walkway thing.
Zale will actually first turn to the person who pointed out it's an invitation. Well, how'd you know it's such an invitation?
Because I did my research before coming here.
research on
The current monarch here.
Maria is already walking across the whatever the walkway was that you described. I can't remember if it was a staircase or just like a bridge sort of thing.
A bridge that looks like it's made out of solidified flames.
Yeah, Maria would test to make sure it's not going to burn her. And then after she verifies that, she would start walking across.
As Kava starts walking across, they'll actually stoop down and chip some of it off, collecting it into a vial.
Zali will just shrug and follow the rest of them in.
Mm.
So, as you travel across the bridge into the center of the lake, as you reach the end of it, suddenly you see a town, a city floating on the water. The structures appear to be, well, variously shaped wooden huts, and the structures seem to be variously shaped wooden huts. They are of different sizes, some of them several stories tall. You get the impression that magic is used for the suspension of some of the heavier platforms. There's a grand building that is at least 3 stories tall in the center, and it seems to be the largest. By the way, the caravan leader, as well as the people of the caravan, are walking across with you. If any of you want to interact with any of them or ask questions.
So is this the normal way these sorts of things go?
In this kingdom, it all depends on who the court mages are.
Hmm.
It is said that the ruler here has a particular favoritism towards fire.
Interesting.
So most of the court mages would be fire mages instead of, well, for a place like this, it makes sense to keep a lot of air and water mages.
Well, it's said that there's one particularly noteworthy storm mage here, though not much is known about them except that they traveled with the heroes' party a long time ago.
The hero's party. Now, this is a tale I should hear.
Ah, well, the ruler and their sister allegedly traveled with the heroes' party to defeat a great necromancer. There was this nefarious kitsune who had shimmering pink fur, and they were known for causing all sorts of harm to the church. They're even said to have summoned a great and powerful undead, worse than a lich.
An undead worse than a lich. Can I make a religion check to see if I know what they're talking about?
Go for it.
Hmm.
So then, you do not.
Hmm.
So, worse than a lich means that it had far more methods of just coming back, or was it more about the destruction it caused?
The destruction. Though they were undead, it is said that they had the power comparable to a demon lord.
Interesting. And so the Storm Mage successfully defeated them.
Well, the entirety of the party. It was a group effort. But the Storm Mage was a part of the Heroes party and participated in that very battle.
Hmm. Well then, so are you saying that this particular Storm Mage is the one that handles, well, all of the uh, risk factors of living in a floating city on the water? Well, on a big body of water.
That's how the rumor goes. But that's also a trade secret. Unfortunately, if they went about disclosing information like that to the public, well, things would get out and it would be too easy to sabotage the city.
Makes sense.
Are there other questions?
I cannot think of anything.
It is said that during the battle with the demon lord creature, whatever they were, that an entire kingdom had been frozen over. Though this is one of the more spurious stories, admittedly, as there's no evidence that any of the six kingdoms have ever suffered that kind of tragedy, and there certainly would be leftovers, shall we say.
Well, from what I've seen, there are ways of wiping entire cultures from existence with a mere wish, so perhaps it was something that happened and it was wished away.
The knowledge of things like that, historical revisionism in and of itself would be absolutely abhorrent to the people living here.
Hmm. Well, considering someone decided to to erase an entire forest for industry that nearly killed the people of a kingdom, I don't think that group would care.
Suppose that's fair.
Admittedly, I'm not entirely certain that should be a concern. It is said that Oculus's crystal ball would prevent such.
What knowledge check would I need to know what Oculus's crystal ball is?
That would be religion.
I don't know shit.
You are pretty sure that Oculus was an incredibly famed inventor, and that they were the one who introduced ice cream to the world.
Hmm.
And that
Maria
this
seems
crystal
to-
ball probably helps them find ice cream deposits in frozen regions.
Maria seems to be in conflict with her own thoughts.
I would just say, in a world of magic, you have every reason to believe that possible.
Yes, but in the context of the conversation, it does not make any sense, which is why Maria is confused and why she suddenly remembered this.
Ice cream is pretty powerful.
Either way, Maria does not share this information with the party. I will keep the ice cream close to her chest.
Just
Possibly close to her mouth.
So, well, I know bits and pieces. Since we've just arrived, where do you think we should head first?
Well, there are any number of different places, but the church is certainly the sight to see as far as this place goes. Though I do acknowledge that there seems to be a festival going on as well.
Well, I do enjoy
So really,
good
it's your
festival.
choice.
I do love a good party, at least if they have fruit. Do they have fruit?
I'm pretty sure that the church has fruit as well as the party.
You're making this a very difficult choice.
Well, am never one to turn down a festival. Let's go check it out.
All right, roll perception.
Oops.
Sully would notice a strange flickering of a rainbow light towards the church. It seems as if a rainbow is headed there.
Well, normally I'm one to simply see a coincidence as that and leave it as, but A rainbow heading directly into a church is not something I can so easily ignore.
Oh.
More,
Kava
anyway.
seems to perk way the fuck up, and it's like, wait, someone else likes to be a rainbow?
He shrugs. Well, possibly.
I mean, if the rainbow pointed at a church, it's definitely a sign of something. Although whether that means that there's a person there or not is a question.
Perhaps a treasure full of gold.
I definitely don't think we should be stealing from it out of a church.
You're right. Perhaps not.
Wait a minute. Why am I being the voice of reason?
I was thinking the same thing, Sika.
Hey, I have standards. If you're gonna steal, steal from rich people, not churches. Unless the churches are run by rich people and they don't actually care about the religion they're touting, then I guess it's okay to steal from them.
I could think of a few churches like that.
Aren't
Seeker
most
does the evil twiddling fingers thing.
aren't most of the government sanctioned churches pretty rich?
Well, didn't you get the other stipulation? Run by shitty people who don't actually care about the religion they're touting and just want to make money.
Oh, I see. Well, those used to exist in the Wolf Kingdom. They might still kind of exist there, but probably less so now.
So, is that you're going for the church?
Yep, I think they are.
It would seem so.
It's a lead like any other.
Why not?
Okay. Let's see. Sorry, trying to find the. Oh, right.
I'll
here.
get it. Oh, and I need to dock the extra player token because she's not here with us. Or I would, except that my computer just crashed.
Oh my god, y'all are struggling over there.
It's probably just because I was kicking the graphics card a bit too hard earlier.
Your face is a graphics card.
Hmm.
So anyway, is everyone on our wonderful, gigantic map?
Loading.
Oh my goodness. Oh my. Oh boy. Oh boy. It's so big.
Because when the Stargales go big, they go big.
They sure do.
Yeah, it's even got animated water.
But when I go big, it only goes sorry.
Oh my god, I just fucking.
You notice that one of the doors seems to be ajar.
Oh, those doors don't have an ajar state. That's unfortunate.
What?
Oh,
They do have
it's
an ajar state. You just don't see them being jars. Because your eyes are cowards.
pulled out my headset.
Your eyes are afraid to see the truth, is all I'm saying.
Where are we in this map? Oh, there we are.
You're all the way on the bridge.
Okay, yeah. No, my camera just spawned on the other side of the building.
Yeah, same here.
By the way, I just want you to know, those space textures that you see on there, I hand painted those.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Those are pretty.
Damn, get complimented, loser.
Right?
Yeah, how does it feel to get complimented?
Get complimented.
Feels amazing.
No, you're supposed to cringe.
Oh, my bad.
You're supposed to be like one of those like awkward people who cringes anytime someone says something nice about their work and talks about how undeserving they are. You've completely destroyed the dynamic. How dare you? All compliments revoked.
All compliments revoked.
Even other people's compliments are now revoked.
Nobody can be complimented.
Yes, correct.
All right. Party should maybe move forward. Onwards. Kavu will head towards the church. I'm assuming everyone said.
Oh, we are slow. There's so much going on here.
Kava has the camera. They stole it.
So do you go inside?
Yes.
I'm extremely glad that D&D is not based on quick reflexes.
I
One sec.
can't see through the roof.
Yeah. Apparently, I forgot the checkbox on that one. I thought I got it.
Just gonna
Give me a.
scooch in. Ah, so this is the pew stuff that you were showing me.
Okay. Roof should be fixed now.
No more roof, roof god.
Well, no, I didn't delete it. It just disappears if you're under it.
I know. I just think it's
No,
God,
no,
more
no,
roof.
no, no, no. Don't believe her. She did delete it.
The roof is gone.
She deleted
The
her
roof.
hand-painted roof.
The roof is on fire.
Wait, shut up! Spoilers!
Uh-oh.
Oh, wait, you're singing the song. Never mind. Disregard, disregard!
I didn't ask how
I
big
said
the room
nothing.
was. I said I cast fireball.
Both
Oh.
of you to assume it's not Meteor Swarm.
I can't cast Meteor Swarm yet. I think I don't get that until 2 more spell levels.
I'm sorry. Meteor swarm and not meteor storm? What are the meteors doing?
Swarming, obviously. Did you not pay attention to the spell?
I didn't.
So anyway, Okay.
Oh, it's called Falling
you-
Stars now.
Wow, cringe.
Meteor Swarm is a way better name than Falling Stars.
It's also a 9th level spell.
You notice a conversation being had across the room. One participant appearing to be an orange dragonborn, while the other seems to be Aurora.
I hope we're not interrupting, Maria says loudly enough to be heard from across the room.
Incredible.
The orange dragon just looks and says, "Oh no, you were expected.
Hello.
You're pretty
Well,
much on time."
I see my reputation precedes me. And whom do I have the pleasure of meeting?
Well, this is Aurora, they say, pointing to Aurora.
I believe we have met. It was you that I have not yet been introduced to.
Wait a second. Was Aurora with them at the Adventurers Guild?
Yes.
Okay. Kava just says, I saw her like once, for a second, and then we left the Adventurers Guild.
Wait, was Aurora the one that we almost got in a fight with?
Aurora's the person that you teamed up with at a point.
Oh, okay. So not the one that threatened to kill Seeker. Got it.
Aurora is the worshipper of Shaylin.
Kava will
Okay.
actually just run over to Aurora and is like, I never got a good look at you. You are incredibly colorful and I love it.
Aurora does their best not to drop her drink.
As Kava says this, their scales are flashing so many colors.
Incredible.
Seeker has to look away and cover their eyes.
Well, it's not,
I think I'm going blind.
it's not really flashing like
Seeker
literal,
needs to stop being such a prude. Sometimes people are just gonna flash you.
right? It's not Kava isn't glowing, isn't producing light, just changing colors a lot.
I see.
I don't know. Maybe that causes some epileptic seizures. You never know.
Does
Right.
Seeker have epilepsy?
I don't know, does he?
I don't know.
Well, you'll find out at a really painful moment.
Yay!
I mean, I'm sure that Seeker doesn't. So anyway, Aurora just seems to awkwardly hug back, and the dragon yes.
Oh, sorry, Kava didn't actually hug her, just came up to her.
Wait, what? You said hug.
No, I said came up to her.
Oh. Fine. I could have sworn one of you said hug. It's so wonky. Anyway, the dragon would say, I had prepared all sorts of. Then they seem to cut off. Wait a minute. Are you sure you guys are the right party?
I don't know, are we?
Well, the prophecy said that there would be a psychopomp visiting, but none of you fit that bill.
Oh. Kava
And
just shrugs.
And what, pray tell, bill do we fit?
Well, you were supposed to arrive here with a fire mage and a psychopomb. But you...
Oh.
How very strange.
Mm.
Well, was You.
Go ahead, Zale.
Well, was it in the prophecy for a group of adventurers to follow a rainbow here?
Yes.
Well, I'd say we fit that description most aptly.
Well, certainly, you definitely appear to be the adventurers. It's just so strange that you're missing one.
Who's
Too.
both a fire mage and a psychopomp?
Yeah.
Well, I happen to be a mage of some repute, although fire is not my specialty.
Well, you were supposed to arrive with someone who carries a large scythe and someone who likes to punch people.
Maria suddenly realizes who they're talking about. We parted ways with those two a while ago.
How did you part? But it's a prophecy. That
I
doesn't
don't
make
know what to
sense.
tell you. I'm sorry.
You know, the thing about prophecies is technically it's just the most likely outcome.
But I definitely know who you're talking about. At the beginning of Seekers and my journey, we were with them. But the rest of the group has changed quite significantly over time.
I see. Then it would appear that you have played with forces the likes of which can defy fate.
Maria nods.
Admittedly, every prophecy up until this one has come true. The kind of magic that it requires in order to defy a prophecy like ours is rare.
I promise we didn't do it on purpose.
Well, I'm sure that only missing a few of your party members isn't going to stop you from fulfilling the prophecy.
What is the
Certainly won't.
prophecy?
That you are to resurrect a dead god.
Oh, are you talking about the pink one?
I don't know. The prophecy did not specify the color of the dead god, just that they were previously dead
Oh,
before you resurrect them. And that
Interesting.
you
Oh, they
would
do happen to be
resurrect them.
pink.
It seems like your prophecy was a little vague.
Well, do you expect a prophecy to just like paint an entire picture of every single detail that is going to happen in the future? That's a bit much.
Well, from the fact that it painted a picture of the exact sort of people that were apparently supposed to show up, yeah, a little bit.
That's a
Considering
fair
how
point, actually.
considering how important pink was to the prophecy we received, I would have assumed that pink would have been mentioned along with yellow.
yeah, well, see, we didn't really revive her as much as freed a part of her, and apparently there's a bunch more parts of her.
Well, to be fair, it doesn't say which dead god that you're going to revive. It just says that you will revive a dead god. So it couldn't really specify which one.
Oh,
There's some degree of choice in it.
well, hopefully it's not one of the ones that doesn't like rainforests.
You know, I imagine both of them would enjoy a rainforest kind of depends on. Let's not get into that.
Depends on what?
Aurora just sips their mango fruit smoothie very loudly.
Kava then asks,
Okay.
but by the way, were you in your current position when I was last here?
Sorry, wait. Oh, you're asking out of okay.
No, that was in character.
Sorry, no, I didn't know who you were asking that of because I
Oh.
just made a reference to Aurora.
Oh, my bad.
Yes, though I don't make many public appearances. Oh, I forgot to send their thing to the. God damn it. Here, have orange dragon.
Kava will just say, okay, so there's at least a few things that I can at least maybe try to fall back on. Look, I got stuck in a book for a while, and it's really hard to remember anything that happened before I got stuck in the book.
You would not be the first person we've had that got stuck in a book and had memory issues after. We're starting to wonder if it's actually a consequence of that spell.
Wait, what
How
spell?
many times?
No one really knows. There just appears to be a spell that traps people in books and possibly alters their memories.
Oh. Huh.
Listen, magic is a very strange and mysterious force, and as much as we've learned to tame some aspects of it, there are many that we have not. Which is why we don't know why scaled dragons seem to be more vulnerable to being trapped in books.
Wait, that's a thing?
Statistically,
Well, you implied there was more than me.
well, yeah, I've implied that there's more than you being trapped in books in general.
Oh. But I'm the only one from this kingdom, is what you're saying.
No, there have been about 3
Oh.
over the years. There's a long, rich history of people being trapped in books, is what I'm saying. It's something that you wouldn't expect, and yet it happens quite often.
Oh.
Well, I imagine you wouldn't expect it. I think some people do expect it, but they're probably the ones trapping people in books or starting fires.
Trapping people in books and then setting them on fire?
No, 2 separate things. They're the people who set things on fire tend to also trap people in books. It's a very, very strange overlap that's happened a few times in the past.
It sounds like it.
You know, I now have a mystery to solve in my life. And I have now found the first piece of the puzzle. Well, I suppose I can add that to another purpose in my life besides trying to make everything a rainforest, but you know.
I would be very wary because anyone who has ever gone on this particular journey has undergone a series of unfortunate events.
Hmm.
We have undergone a series of unfortunate events.
We continue to undergo a series of unfortunate events.
You know, I don't know why, but when you say that and all the other things going on, I just get this strange sense that I should be wary of people that have eyes tattooed on them.
Well, not to detract from all of that, but I'm sure that if you venture around long enough, especially at the festival, you'll find some very fine dancers.
Do you want me to roll anything for that? Would that trigger anything in Kava?
No,
Okay.
no, it would not.
Well, the festival certainly sounds like a fun time. What's the festival about?
Well, the festival is about is in celebration of the end of a great war.
Oh, so war just ended? Or is it
Uh,
an anniversary?
it's an anniversary.
Okay. I was told there was fruit at it, and there was also fruit here, like her smoothie.
A long time ago, towards the beginning of the undead outbreak, it was believed that forms of expression would attract the undead. There was a large effort to crack down on all of that. People were afraid of losing family and loved ones and were willing to give away the most beautiful aspects of the world in order to prevent the undead. Although some of them were less willing than others. It ultimately turned out to be a superstition, of course. But there was a very real war with very real consequences. And much of the history of the world was lost. Our people specifically work to preserve the history of the world in opposition to that. We are knowledgeable of how little exists of the past, and as well, we were the first ones targeted when the war broke out. So the war is a celebration of color.
Ooh, well now you've got even more of my interest. But also, fuck the people who tried to stop expression. I go to war with them too.
Mhm.
It's understandable why they made some of the choices that they did. It's painful, and grief tends to drive you towards insanity quite quickly. But their choice was wrong, even if understandable. We celebrate fire in this kingdom because it is the light. It illuminates expression. It allows other people to see what might otherwise be lost to the darkness. We are the lantern bearers.
Kava seems to take on a somber expression while listening to this part.
It is why, ever since I was a child and knew that I was to inherit the throne, I knew that the magic that I most wanted to embody, despite a tradition of practicing water magic, was fire. And I became the first ruler here to employ fire magic. There were many superstitions about how the unregulated use of fire magic would burn this kingdom, its books, and its artworks. And I wanted to challenge that notion to show that as much as fire destroys, it also illuminates, warms, and protects.
And when fire does destroy, it also paves the room for regrowth.
Yes, though I would prefer not to think something so morbid in reference to the artwork that lie here.
Hmm.
Well then, I suppose we should make our way to the festival then as soon as possible.
Yes, allow me to offer you something to bring there. They reach into their bag and pull out a bullseye lantern, a candle lantern, a jack-o'-lantern, um, one that seems to be, and one that seems to be holding lightning, setting them out for each of you to pick up one.
Can you list the choices one more time?
A candle lantern, a bullseye lantern, one that seems to be holding lightning, and a jack-o'-lantern.
Papa will begin looking over them, thinking hard which one to take.
Choose carefully and remember it's not like you're going to die when you pick the wrong one because you didn't pay enough attention to the story. I mean, what?
Zali will take a
Wow.
bullseye lantern.
Kappa will take the lightning lantern after some thought.
Which lanterns are there? I'm sorry, I'm having a little trouble concentrating.
Bullseye lantern, lightning lantern, a jack-o'-lantern, and what was the last one?
Candle lantern.
Yeah, there we go.
Maria will take the jack-o'-lantern.
All right, and there should only be one left.
The candle lantern.
Do make sure to enjoy the festival. There is a wonderful fruit smoothie dealer at the orange stand.
Is his name Julius?
No,
Out of character. You had an option to make a joke there, and you didn't.
I don't get it.
Orange Julius smoothies.
Nope, don't know what that is.
It's a company that makes smoothies. Anyway,
Damn, I have never heard of that.
Maybe it's a Texas thing.
Probably.
No, it's actually merged with Dairy Queen, and it's also part of the local Dairy Queen that we go to all the time. But anyways,
Oh, fuck! I actually now remember that sign.
They're quite good.
anyways, so at the mention of a smoothie stand, Kava looks like they might be on the verge of attempting to travel at light speed.
Well, I do enjoy a smoothie. Perhaps we will check it out.
Okay. So, roll your survival checks again. No, for the first time today, right? Okay.
Off we go to get smoothies.
Kava is very good at finding the smoothie stand.
I'm terrible at finding a smoothie stand.
Zale is moderate at finding smoothie stand.
Okay. Whereas, let's see. Whereas all of the rest of you were looking for a stand that was the color orange, or any number of other interpretations of that, Kava understood that the stand was shaped like a giant orange and run by a mechanical kitsune. One who seems to be made of a very strange looking orange cyber organic material.
Kava will very quickly order the smoothie before then taking a moment to admire the cyberganics.
Maria will also order a smoothie.
Zale too.
Oh, smoothie. Is it any kind of fruit, or is it specifically mango? Mango.
You have any kind of fruit smoothies. Also, do any of you actually look towards the name of the stand?
Sure.
Like secret
assume
glances
we
at it by
would've.
passing through.
Sorry, what? All of you spoke at once.
The answer is yes. Collectively, yes.
Okay. Okay, so when you look up at the stand and its name, you see the rainforest alchemist.
Okay, so I was seeing that after Kava orders a smoothie, they would just say, "Your stand name is like me."
Out of character, I thought you were going to call it Julius Squeezer.
Why?
Ouch.
That's so gross.
I need a minute. I'll be right back.
We could take a 5-minute break. I absolutely know that Sandra is super excited to get ice cream during this 5-minute break that we'll be taking.
I'll be excited to get ice cream, but tomorrow because I don't have any with me.
I can read minds, so I know when Zanja wants to get ice cream.
Alright, I'm back.
Hi back. We're taking
Welcome
a
back.
5-minute break.
Yeah.
Because Zanja really needed to get ice cream for purely selfish
Sorry, my eyeballs were
reasons.
floating. I drove an hour and a half to get here on time, and I didn't have a chance to get to the bathroom.
Godspeed, soldier.
Godspeed. Okay, Paolo, I need to know, what would Seeker do with their pet vulture?
The dragon, or
Yes. That is a pun, yes.
what does Seeker do?
Yes, what would Seeker do?
You carry me now.
Hi ho, vulture! Away!
Hi ho, vulture. This wall is too large for me to climb. You carry me up it.
I just really want you to appreciate Vulture deserved everything.
This is true.
They did, yes.
Wait, you haven't even read Wings of Fire, have you?
Oh, I thought you were talking about Vulture as in the character in the thing you wrote.
Well, yeah, but that's a reference to Wings of Fire. That all happened, or that's a fan fiction. That basically a fan fiction of Wings of Fire.
Ah, I did not know that. I have never read Wings of Fire. I should probably do that since I hang out with y'all so much and you make a bunch of references to it.
Yeah. Then you'll be in the know.
I don't make references to it. You're safe around me.
Oh, this is book number 10. So I didn't make it to this one.
I will say, Keebly's book was so, it was so weird to me. It kind of felt like there was just, I guess it's a problem with Wings of Fire. There are just so many characters that it's kind of off-putting when the main character knows all of these people that you've never heard of and have no idea about. It's like mildly off-putting.
I need to finish reading the series.
I love this series though, despite all of that.
Mm. I used to eat these books up when I was younger.
Well, I guess if you increase sales,
Mm.
though you could have just donated them to a library.
I must consume the books to gain the knowledge, you fool.
You know, I've written characters who do that.
Seeker's just gonna swallow a book whole and think that he gets all of the knowledge immediately if he does that.
Just give that a Slugcat. So what if I did look? Look, I don't know if you know, but there's this. So what if I did look that Slugcats can absolutely pull off perfectly?
I'm sorry, what?
There's this. So what if I did look that Slugcats can pull off perfectly?
I don't know what a so what if I did look is.
So like imagine that Seeker just pulled the button or pressed the button that like destroyed an entire kingdom, and someone was like, dude, you like destroyed an entire fucking kingdom, and Seeker just gives this like deadpan, so what if I did look? Yeah.
I see.
So what if I destroyed an entire kingdom?
Alright, I return.
Does that make sense?
I think so. I'm not sure if we're picturing the same look, but I get the idea.
There's just this mildly nefarious, intimidating look.
Yeah.
I never signed a commitment to not destroy an entire kingdom. That seems like if that was going to be a problem for you, you should have made me sign an agreement of some sort, get into a contract, maybe. Yeah. Sorry, give me one moment. I have to check my DMs. Then we'll start. Okay. All right. So anyway, all of you got your smoothies. What interactions do you have with our particular foxy friend, if any? Also, these are the most delicious smoothies you ever tasted, even in real life.
Okay, so Kava will first, after tasting the smoothie, stop for a second. Just go into this moment of bliss. And then finally say, "Can I be your apprentice?"
The fox says, I would have to consult my master to see if I am allowed to take on a new apprentice.
Wait, you have a master?
Yes, and they need to confirm that I have succeeded enough in my craft in order to take on a new apprentice.
I must meet your master.
Are they a master debater?
You know, I've been wanting to see them again for a very, very long time. But they've been away.
Where do they go?
You know, I really wish I knew. I miss them.
What's
They
their
just
name?
left?
They never gave me their name.
Oh, what do they look like?
Uh, Well, they look different every day. Kind
Oh,
of depended what kind of mood they were in.
so like, wait a second. Are you saying they had scales that kept changing colors?
How did you know?
Kava's scales suddenly start shifting around.
Oh, so you can do that too.
Yeah, so that means there's another one like me. Of course, they would be the one who could make these masterful smoothies. Kava seems to be clenching the counter in incredible emotion.
Kava, you're gonna break it. Calm down.
Yes, my fellow student and I have been searching for a master for a great long time.
Well, first then, let's start with getting your name, and also the name of your fellow student, because maybe I'll end up meeting you more.
Ah, well, they call me Flagra, and my fellow student was Foskia. She was more interested in making alcoholic drinks, though. Whereas I wanted to learn how to make smoothies that can bolster your various attributes.
So Kava has not met either of those two, but the rest of the party.
Um.
She just said her name was Flagra, for reference.
Oh. Oh,
And
Flagra.
yeah.
I haven't heard that name in quite some time.
Have we met?
You are Flagra?
Yes.
Maria looks confused for a moment. Well, you're not the Flagra I know. Perhaps it's someone that shares your namesake.
Also, she said the other student was named Foskia.
Maria seems very confused. Well, you definitely don't look like Flagra.
Maybe it's a common-ish name?
Well, I got into an explosive lab accident a few years ago, and, well, I had to meet with a very skilled technician who built me. They indicate their cyborganic body.
Oh, that's nice of
Has
them.
it been a few years since we out of character?
Well, remember, you guys have already met two different Flagras.
That's right. This whole time thing is very confusing to me.
Kava will say, well, I guess the next question I would ask is, what was the person who made your cybernetics called?
She never really gave me much of a name. But she did sign these parts. He starts looking over her arm.
Maria seems
She then seems to find the name. It says she signed it electric water slide, Strider.
Intriguing. A pen name.
Well, I do know the name Foskia and Flagra. Although, again, perhaps the timeline has gotten mixed up again. Because you look nothing like the Flagra that I know. Did you happen to lose any memory during that accident?
Well, not that I'm aware of. I'm pretty sure my memory is incredibly keen.
Hmm.
The only thing I
Well-
can't remember is my master's name for some reason, but everything else seems pretty clear.
Because Flogra was the name of the psychopomp we were traveling with for a while.
Foskia.
Was it Foskia?
Yeah.
It was Foskia. Foskia was the name of the psychopomp we were traveling with for a while.
Oh wow, a psychopomp. Most people would be way too afraid to do that. You guys really must trust that you're not about to die.
Well, fortunately for me at least, I have not left that up to chance. You know, selling your soul to higher beings and all that.
I mean, sure, but like, there's only so much that higher beings are going to do when it's your time.
Well, at this point, I've lived over 200 years, so unless the psychopomp wants to literally rip my spine out or something, I don't expect to die just from speaking with them.
Oh, I've heard that they don't rip your spine out. They just send this really large, hooded creature with a scythe after you, and well, they kill you in ways where you can't even be resurrected. It is a fascinatingly morbid process. She then seems to laugh as if she made a pun.
Paula seems to think for a second and just says, well, it kind of makes sense that if they're adventurers, that if they're traveling with the psychopomp, of course they'd be in contact with them because every time you're adventuring, you're always on the doorstep of death.
Well, to be fair, at the time we were traveling with them, we were on a quest to help them with a task that they had. So I was not expecting to be killed by them since we were actively assisting them with a task.
Well, I guess if you. Well, I guess if they're a scythe wielder named Foskia, do you know where they were last seen?
Oh, it's been months since we've seen them. Maria seems to think about this. Let's see. The queen of it was the Dragon King that died, and then for some reason we were implicated in it, and we ran, and then we met this dragon, and they absorbed it, and it was a hot mess. The last we saw, they had trapped themselves into a very strange library. Although we seem to find ourselves in magical libraries quite often now that I think about it. Sorry, I had to read over my notes to remember all of that. And I'm not sure if my notes are actually accurate.
Mostly so, but it was because Fosco went and took the power from Mora, and by taking that power, she ended up locking herself into the library while she worked on a solution for the undead.
Ah. Yes, she fused herself with a draconic entity, which trapped her in a magical library where she was researching how to deal with the undead, along with another friend of ours. I believe
She
that
just
was
seems to be nodding along to everything as you're saying all of this.
out of character. I think that was Flama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another friend of ours, Flama, who was part of the prophecy you mentioned, the punchy one.
Oh, to be clear, Fogger has not mentioned a prophecy, I believe.
Didn't we
That
just
was
have
the dragon.
the dragon, the prophecy that the dragon mentioned?
Right, you went straight from the church to the smoothie stand.
Okay, sorry, I apparently missed an entire transition. I knew about the smoothies, but I didn't realize we had. Anyway, I am having a day. I apologize.
No problem. We all have that moment.
I have had caffeine now, though, so I am awake again.
No, you had caffeine. You're a cat.
Meow.
Wow, Paolo, you are absolutely freaking out about all the things I'm sending you in DMs, if that's your reaction.
I haven't looked at them yet.
Anyway, yeah, so there was a
You
prophecy.
plebeian.
Anyway, a lot of things have happened to us in the last few months. It's been rather crazy.
It certainly seems it. So this library, can you tell me where to find it? That certainly, everything that you've described certainly sounds like the kind of weird shit that Foskia got into.
Maria describes it as best as she can. I don't know if you'll actually be able to get inside. The door locked and wouldn't let us back in.
Oh, the haunted library that people never seem to come back from in the Fox Kingdom.
Well, we came back from it.
Fair enough. I guess I'll give it a shot.
Good luck.
Kava just says, if you go, just make sure to not get trapped in a book. I think, actually, I don't remember how long I was in the books, but I was trapped in a book.
If you do happen to run into them again, give mine and Sika's regards.
She just nods. I'll make sure to pass that along. Achievement unlocked, sent someone sent a doppelganger of a friend to their death.
Let's go!
So anyway, suddenly the sky darkens and all of the lights in the festival go out. There's a moment of overwhelming silence. It's very ominous and spooky.
What's
What do you
going
do?
on now?
Blogger would say, I don't know, this is my first time here. Well, in a while.
So they don't show it. They don't let the people running the stands in on what's going to happen.
No. At least I wasn't told anything.
Oh,
Well, I guess we'll find out soon.
Suddenly, giant trees of fire spring up all around the edges of the platform where the festival is being held. Various flowers seemed also made of flames seemed to be falling from the trees.
Pretty. Maria says this out loud.
Well, I suppose this is the kind of fire that Isa was talking about.
Suddenly, each of the trees seems to explode, a flaming whirlwind surrounding the entire platform. And you see a projection of the head of the dragon made of the same flames above the platform. I got brain freeze for a second. Completely unrelated to the ice cream that the Stargirls had the sudden desire to get.
Mhm.
Wait, why am I not hearing anything? Related.
Can you hear me right now?
Okay, I hear everything now. Okay. The mute button thing got activated.
Ah, that dirty mute button.
Look, we've gone a long time without without activating the mute button. So 0 days since mute button incident. Let's go. See, that joke's a bad. You're all supposed to fucking laugh, you demons. Degenerates, the whole lot of you.
Well, I mean,
Anyway. Anyhow. The projection speaks in a very booming, sizzling voice. Today we gather, our colors and our lanterns displayed, in opposition to those who tried to steal expression from the world, to those who thought that to live in safety was better than to live able to express. And though we learned that this was a false dichotomy, we hold this festival in remembrance. Not only of those who fell to protect our right to create together, but as well we hold it in remembrance of an ideal, of the acknowledgement that a world where we were safe from the undead, but unable to truly be ourselves, well, we were never truly alive. And so I encourage all of you who attend here, all of you who have seen a bringing together of the different cultures from around our beautiful world. Remember, nothing that exists at this festival that you have seen here, tasted here, or enjoyed here could ever exist in a world that rejects beauty. I implore you that should ever someone try to make you compromise on the ideals of beautifying this world and making it a place worth living in, that you play your part, our part, in rejecting such notions wholeheartedly. So, I would like to conclude the main section of our World Cultures Day and remind you that though some events are going to be closing, many of them shall be staying around until later this night. So I hope that you all enjoy not only our celebration, but those people that you find, meet, and forge friendships with here. And suddenly light returns. Besides the fire, of course, because that was always there.
Cobble clapped and cheered the whole thing.
There's a lot of clapping and cheering from the audience.
Maria is also clapping and cheering. That was quite the show.
Vlogger would just say, yeah, Isa does tend to put on a hell of a performance.
That was Isa?
Yes.
Damn. She wasn't kidding then about, well, what she said to us.
Oh, by the way, they.
Oh, right, sorry. Yeah, they weren't kidding about what they said to us.
This kingdom suffered the worst from those particular battles, Wagner would explain. In fact, originally, the Dragonborn dwelled all over these particular lands, having no one actual major city. This was the only kingdom who employed such a practice, even with the threat of the undead. Many claimed that it was in fact spitting in the face of the undead menace. That they would spread out and be unafraid of the potential consequences, standing in defiance towards that which would do them terror. However, when the war came, those settlements were not wiped out by undead. They were wiped out by the citizens of each kingdom. And in remembrance of the wickedness that exists in the hearts of those who we call our fellow citizens of the world, they decided that they would live on these floating platforms in the middle of the lake where they could cut off peoples who would give in to lesser urges. For if they had to fight because they were all over the place, scattered around, there would be far too much death. This is a testament to their desire to unite the peoples of the world. Flogger then seems to sip a fruit smoothie. You're unsure if it's for emphasis or because Flogger finds them just that good. But it might be both.
It's both. uh, um, Kaba will just nod solemnly and say, "It is unfortunate." And actually, I guess it's a bit upsetting that this was the only place that was still willing to hold any level of expression. I mean, in my times traveling, I saw things like even the Swamp Kingdom and the Fox Kingdom. They had incredible artisans these days.
They do. But the dragons have always been the ones that celebrate the cultures of the world, not just their own.
I suppose that makes sense.
As far as they're concerned, we are all one people, and our culture is shared with one another. Thus, they are very cautious to never put their own above any others, and when it came to war, they wanted to do anything that they could to avoid war with what they considered to be their own citizens effectively.
Hmm.
Don't all speak at once. Damn.
Right? Well, I was like tossing because I've been speaking a lot.
Sorry, I'm having a night. Normally I do a lot of the talking. But Paolo and Zale, do y'all have anything to say?
No, not right now.
Well, if you like, we can end a little bit early because all of you seem to be having massive EVs right now.
I apologize.
I would appreciate that.
Okay. I know Paolo has the big EVs. Even though I sent them so many times.
I'm just having a very ADHD night. Like, I cannot focus at all on anything.
Understood. Alright. Well, I will see you all next time. Love y'all. Hasta la vista.
Hasta la vista.
Hasta la vista.
Love you too. Hasta la pasta.